This is Redshaw from Adelaide, South Australia, and you're listening to Vinnie Berry on Wrestleville podcast.
I'm your host, Vinnie Berry. You're listening to the Wrestleville podcast, part of the Fans First Sports Network, where you can find this episode and all our other episodes where you snag your downloads or at Wrestleville.com. If you listen to us on Spotify and iTunes, please give us likes and reviews. All that good stuff goes a long, long way. Well, my guest this episode is all the way around the world. Redshaw, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate. I appreciate you having me on. It's good to be here.
Hey, thank you. All the way from Adelaide, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Adelaide, Australia. Yeah.
Wow. And if for those who may not be familiar, you're on the bottom of your country, right? It's the bottom, it's the most southern part, right?
Yeah, almost. You got probably Tasmania lower than us, but yeah, we're down the bottom of the main area of Australia there. Yep.
How far are you from the ocean? How far are you from the water?
Oh, we got plenty of beaches here in Adelaide, so we're pretty close to the water. So
Okay.
yeah, no, it's good.
And so this time of year, what's the weather like over there?
It's just starting to heat up now, so yeah, we're just getting it into like the sort of springtime. So yeah, it's just starting to heat up, get some warmer days, which is nice.
Okay. We're just the opposite. We're leaving our warmer days and we're starting to get into cool, breezy. Matter of fact, there was a nice breeze on my walk tonight. So, uh, and me and the neighbor that we just were taking our trash out to the curb and we're both commenting on how nice the breeze was. So here in Texas, the southern part of Texas, it can get warm in the summertime, and it was pretty hot summer, pretty hot August, really. So,
Yeah, yeah,
so all right, man. I brought you on to talk to you about your wrestling career, and of course, I hope we get to touch on the scene that's in your country and some of the places where you wrestle and what it's like over there. How long have you been wrestling, Redshaw?
I've been training for about 8 years and in ring for about seven.
Okay. All right. And there's what are the companies down there that you work with? Riot City's
Yeah,
one of
so
them, right?
yeah, Riot City is the main one. That's my home promotion. That's where I do all my training and get coached and stuff like that. Adelaide Championship Wrestling is another company that I've wrestled for and go there now and again. And Wrestle Rampage is another company that I'm involved in a little bit as well.
And there's a lot of good wrestlers down there, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially here in Adelaide alone, we've got tons of great wrestlers, and then yeah, all over Australia. There's so many so much talent around. It's really good to see.
Sure. Your country is pretty big, right? Perth is on the west side, right? How far are you from
Yeah.
Melbourne?
Melbourne, we're about a 8 hour drive.
Oh wow.
So Melbourne's really close for us, which is good. Just like an hour flight. So yeah.
What's Perth like as far as driving? It's kind of far, right?
Yeah, Perth's pretty far. Yeah, you normally just fly to Perth, and that's about a 2.5 hour flight, 3 hour flight ish. But their time zone's really weird compared to us. So yeah, they're behind us a lot in Adelaide.
Okay. Well, yeah, and for my listener too, you know, scheduling this wasn't the most easy task too. I did terrible in math and it's embarrassing that I do terrible in simple math. But you are what, 14 and a half hours, 14 or 15 hours ahead of me. So, it's like a day and a half.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky with the doing stuff with America. Yeah, it's we're in we're on Thursday at the moment, 12:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, it's yeah, definitely a bit of a tricky situation to get these things sorted out. But no, we
Right.
got it going.
Yeah, and it's Wednesday, 9 p.m. here, so very interesting. Well, you know, your name came up in a conversation I had with Katie Trey, and I was able to look up some of your work and watch you. And, you it looks like you work out and you train, right? Would strength be one of your stronger attributes?
Yeah, definitely. Strength powerhouse is my sort of style in the ring. And I've got a background in powerlifting. And yeah, just been going to the gym for a long time. So yeah, definitely like to keep up with that sort of stuff. Don't powerlift anymore for competition, but still like to get in there and lift pretty heavy and keep in shape.
Yeah, it goes with the look, right? I mean, it helps. It definitely makes you look like a wrestler.
Yeah, definitely. That's sort of the goal as well. I want to make sure I look the part, and have the strength to be able to pull off some of the moves I do and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it's definitely helps.
Right. And when you are doing these maneuvers and lifts and stuff like that, some of these guys are pretty big guys, right? I mean, it strength really does play into it.
Yeah, 100%. We've got guys and girls of all different sizes and strengths. So yeah, it definitely helps to be able to pick up anyone pretty much and be able to do anything, and keep them safe at the same time as well.
Sure. Prior to wrestling and aside from the powerlifting, were you involved in any other sports? Was there anything else that you kind of gravitated to, or were those the two main things that you really liked?
And I've been pretty sporty my whole life. Basketball, Australian rules football. Played a lot of those and still play a little bit now and again now. But then yeah, when wrestling became sort of a full-time thing, that's when I sort of got out of the powerlifting and got out of the full-time sort of Aussie rules and stuff like that, and was then fully invested into the wrestling after that.
When you say Australian style football rules, is that like rugby or is that like soccer?
It's more similar to rugby, but more free flowing, kicking. No throwing the ball, but yeah, kicking the ball, running around, stuff like that. So a lot more free flowing than rugby, but yeah, it's more similar to rugby than a soccer. Yeah,
Is it physical? I mean, is there
yeah, very phys-
tackling?
yeah. Tackling and bumping and jumping on each other's backs to take marks, like catch the ball and stuff like that. So it's very physical, and you can get very yeah, some big hits. People running into each other. It's a lot like the NFL, but no pads, no helmets, just
Right.
run flat out and see what happens.
That's right. I was gonna make a point of that because there is no pads, you
No,
know,
there's nothing.
and no helmets either, right? I mean, not even the little soft cushiony paddy things.
Some people wear them if they've
Okay.
got yeah, concussion issues, but yeah, other than that, no, we're nothing. So it's a bit crazy sometimes.
When you started transitioning into the wrestling, what do you think was there something you took rather easily to, and was there something that challenged you?
I think coming in pretty athletic and strong was a really good step up, like leg up for me, because I was able to pick up a lot of the athletic stuff and the cardio and the footwork and timing and stuff like that by just having that background in sport and had that coordination and stuff like that. So those sort of things I think were something that really helped me going in. So gave me a good start. Finding it difficult, just obviously the selling and the character work and just trying to like be that wrestler, you know. So those are always difficult, and I'm always still learning that sort of stuff now, and how to obviously throw people around without hurting them. So yeah, those sort of things took some time, and always still learning to this day. But being athletic was a great help.
Now, there's some companies in your city in Adelaide, right? What you told me about two of them. Is there more than two?
Yeah, there's currently four. So yeah, we've got the Riot City, Adelaide Championship Wrestling, Wrestle Rampage, and Pro Wrestling South Australia. So they're the four running at this stage.
Which one has been there the longest? Which one has been there? Which is the oldest
Uh,
running promotion?
Yeah, I think Pro Wrestling South Australia would be the longest one. They've had many different names. They used to be called Snake Pit back in the day, but they're one of the longest running companies, run by a guy called Johnny Raddick, who's been a legend of the scene in South Australia for over 20 odd years. So yeah, they're probably the longest running promotion in Adelaide.
Damon Slater's down there too, right?
He originated from Adelaide, but now is in Perth. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, he was a part of that, and then part of Wrestle Rampage, and then took that model over to Perth and really established a scene over in Perth. So without him, and people like Davis Storm, the Perth scene wouldn't have existed as it does today.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting. And I'm familiar with Hartley Jackson. Are you familiar with Hartley Jackson? Jackson?
Yeah. No, I know of him. Yeah, definitely. He yeah was one of the pioneers here in Adelaide as well with Wrestle Rampage and Snake Pit and really getting the Adelaide scene to what it is now.
Yeah, I've been following him and I've done some research on him. Wow. I mean, you know, if you go back and you find some articles and stuff on him, he gets high praise for his work in the ring, and he's still going at it. He's not a spring chicken.
No, he's yeah still going hard in Japan. But yeah, he's definitely he deserves the praise. Like he helped build the South Australian scene and the Australian scene really, and then he obviously was a trainer for WWE there for a while, and yeah, great in ring competitor. So yeah, definitely deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what was it about wrestling for you? What was it about wrestling, because you transitioned from the weightlifting, right? Or the powerlifting.
Yeah, pretty much. Always been a fan of wrestling, as we all are. But I was working in a gym alongside a wrestler here in Adelaide, who I didn't know was a wrestler until one day. Yeah, I was watching wrestling and he saw me and was like, "Oh, here's some local stuff. Have a look at this," and showed me who he was. And yeah, started going to the shows. Really enjoyed it and thought, well, might as well just give it a go because it's something I've always loved. And yeah, went to a tryout and then here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's the furthest that you've traveled in your country? Because your country's huge, man. I mean,
Yeah. So I've been to most states to wrestle in. Probably the furthest is Perth. I've done a few shows over in Perth. But yeah, I've been to WA, Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales. So most of the states in Australia, but Perth is the furthest away. Yeah.
do you find that the crowds are a little different or the style is a little different? I mean, it's all wrestling, right?
Yeah, it's different everywhere you go. It just depends. Some companies are bigger than the others, and some get different size of fans, number wise. So yeah, everywhere you go is a different experience, and you're always in stepping into something new and learning something every time you go there. And if you repeat going to the same company, then they start to get to know who you are and can get more of a fan base. But it's always daunting that first time going to a different company, different state. Is anyone going to know who you are? What's going to happen? That sort of stuff. So it's always a challenging experience, but a great one in the end.
Right. I remember when I first discovered Katie Trey, and um, it had to be after the pandemic. I believe it was after the pandemic, And I thought the crowds were pretty good in the venues that he was wrestling in. It looked like, a few hundred people in some of those places.
Yeah, definitely. Katie Trey's done a lot of his work with Riot City Wrestling, and um, yeah, us at Riot City we draw some pretty good numbers. We can get up anywhere in the on a normal show anywhere 200-300 people, but on the bigger show we've had anywhere between 500 and 700 people before to shows in the last 5 years or so. But no, I give a shout out to Katie Trey because I know he'll be watching, and he's a great wrestler, and I've had a lot of matches with him and a lot of great feuds with him. So shout out to him. He definitely deserves the credit he gets.
I like watching him. I like watching him a lot. I've seen several of his matches, and he's one of those guys that he makes me believe. And he's
Yeah.
he's he's a good heel, right? He's a good bad guy, good villain.
Oh, definitely. He's very good at what he does. So no, he's just getting better each time as well. So he's going well.
Is it when you see these guys, you've been wrestling there, for the time that you have, and you see these guys and gals, right? In your circle that is it, when you see them over the years and like, oh man, I remember when so and so struggled with that thing or that move, and now they've mastered it, and so it's got to make you feel pretty good to kind of see your friends grow and elevate their skill set, right?
Yeah, definitely. We're pretty close at Riot City. We're all keep real close with each other, so we're like a bit of a family. So yeah, it's great to see the people that have changed their gimmicks or their styles, and yeah, come from people that were before me and the people that have come after me, just to see where they started and where they are now. It's awesome to see, and it just breeds competition. Everyone keeps getting better and better, so everyone keeps stepping up, even the ones that have been there before. These guys, you see all the new guys coming in and just getting better and better each time. So yeah, it really fuels the fire for everyone, and it's great to see.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen Riot City Wrestling a few times. I have a streaming network that has the product on there, and I get to see it from time to time. I'm sporadic watcher, right? Because I'm watching that product and this product and this. I'm I'm like it's hard for me to follow, but it is easy for me to get my eyes on something, right? And I think the product is really good, and it's me watching it basically cold. I don't know any of, I don't have you know, a dog in the fight, so to speak. Of course, Katie Trey, I do like watching him. Of course, I know who you are now, and I've seen Acid Haze, right?
Yeah.
So, and I have seen some women on there, but I can't tell you what their names are, not off the top of my head. But you got a pretty good roster, right? Talented.
Yeah, yeah. No, we've got a really stacked roster at the moment. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and yeah, all of our shows, Riot City shows, are available on YouTube for free. So that's a great thing that we do is we have that ready there for people to watch. But yeah, we have it. We like to do it so you can sort of step in. Anyone can just step into any show, watch it. You don't really need to know much about what's going on because the stories get told again in the ring there, so you can sort of pick it up as you go along. But our roster just keeps getting bigger and better each year. Yeah, we've got a lot of guys and girls that are really, really dominating at the moment. So yeah, it's getting better and better for Riot City, and that makes it better for South Australia and the Australian scene altogether.
Right. And do you guys, how often does your Riot City put on a show? How often? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it bi-weekly?
Yeah, it's normally monthly, depending on what's happening. Monthly for our sort of main shows, and then we may have another one during the month if we do like a festival or a fringe festival or something like that. So we may have a couple on during the month if it's something special like that. But we normally are one a month. And as of recording this, we have one this Saturday here in Adelaide. So we're getting ready for that one now. So yeah.
And the fan base, what's the fan base like? Are they into it? I mean, I know like in Japan, right? They've they kind of treat it like a they're quiet, they clap, they quiet, they clap, right? And I've been told if they start laughing, you're in trouble. Uh, what is it like here where you wrestle? Because where I am, the crowd, it's probably 50-50. Half of them are into it, half of them are just enamored and just watching it, and just watching it play out. I mean, how would you describe the fans at your venues?
Yeah, our fans are pretty good. We have a good group of like the regulars that sort of come. So we have a pretty big group of those that really get involved and really get invested in it. And then yeah, we get a lot of people that come and they might be just there to watch their mates that are wrestling, but by the end of it, they're yelling and cheering and getting involved, and the kids love it. We're really family friendly with that as well. So no, the crowds are really good and they really get involved, which is great, and really invested in the product.
Yeah, and do you see a lot of repeat fans, like people that come on a regular basis, people that you probably know by name, right?
Yeah, 100%. You've definitely got your regulars that always show up, and you know them, and they either love you or hate you or whatever they do. But yeah, you always see them, and they're always in the crowd. They always come up to you at the merch table and get photos and stuff like that. But without them, we wouldn't have the company, we wouldn't have the shows. So we love them coming, and we love them being involved.
Right. How you have touched on safety. You talked about, everybody keeping each other safe. Have you had an experience, an unfortunate experience where things didn't quite go as anticipated?
Um, yeah, now and again, little things happen. I've had under my jaw split open, just under there, just by an elbow, just an accident. I've dislocated a knuckle before, just from just an accident, like something gets hit the wrong way. But nothing major for myself. But I've definitely seen some other little some bigger things happen to other people, but they're always just an accident, a freak accident, something just lands the wrong way or goes the wrong way. So, that stuff does happen, unfortunately, but a lot of the time everyone's safe and gets out of there all good.
You were talking about the four promotions that are in your city. Do they work together, or does it kind of feel like, oh, that's the other company?
These days, there's a lot of cross promotion, which is good. There's been times in the past where that sort of was the case. Kept to themselves, but no, these days there's a lot of cross promotion, other wrestlers going to other companies and really being involved in that. So we're in a great place here in Adelaide at the moment that the companies are all getting along, everyone's going well, and wrestlers are able to get out and get lots of reps in at other places.
Do you think that business model, with cross promotion, do you think that grows the business as a whole? Like everybody flourishes when they work together? Do you see that?
Yeah, I definitely think that it does because you get people that are long-time fans of just one company, so they only really go to that one company. But if you bring in some wrestlers from another company and they start to like them, maybe they'll come over to one of the other shows and watch one of them. So if they're a Rampage only fan, maybe they see some Riot guys or something and they go, "Oh, let's check out a Riot City show," and then they love that, and then vice versa. So yeah, that sort of really helps the scene here that we can bring in some other fans that may be just loyal to that company, get them to come check out a different show and maybe hopefully love it, and then go from there. And the same with like if guys just bring their mates to watch them and they love it, they might come back again and go to a different show and stuff like that.
Right, right. I could see how that would be beneficial, right? It was like, oh man, Redshaw's coming, and you know,
Yeah,
hey,
definitely. And yeah, yeah.
yeah. Do you find that are these companies like running on the same night, or do you see that they're kind of overlapping where they're not so much stepping on people's toes, so to speak? Do you see that, people are mindful of, oh, so and so has a show on Friday, I'll do Saturday.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten a lot better now that they're all sort of working together. So yeah, they'll all have their sort of one weekend each, or a Friday, Saturday night each. So yeah, it's definitely works so that the shows are all the one show only on here. And
Okay.
Adelaide's relatively small. So yeah, you can't really, it's not really spread out enough to have two shows on. Otherwise, you're just going to kill one of the other shows with the fans. So yeah, no, they all work together to have their separate dates.
When you say small, what are you talking? 100,000, 200,000, a million people, 2 million people? You tell me.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know the population, but it's definitely I don't know, less than a million maybe. I
Okay.
don't have no idea, but it just feels small here in Adelaide. Like we're compared to cities like a Melbourne or a Sydney, they're huge cities. We're a lot smaller. Feel like a bit of like a country town sort of thing sometimes, but yeah, it's 20 minutes from the south of Adelaide to the north of Adelaide sort of thing. It's very easy to get around. So you can't really have too many wrestling shows on the one night because it's not spread out enough, not enough people that will go to them.
Right. But with four companies and them working together, you can catch wrestling every week, right? With the four
Yeah, pretty
companies.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Like, if all the companies are going once a month, sort of thing, you can pretty much get one every weekend, just about. I know couple of years ago, there was pretty much a time where I was just going back to back for 5, 6 weekends straight, just wrestling every weekend, just here in Adelaide alone. So, yeah, it just depends if the companies are going to stick to the one a month. Some companies will take a month or so off now and again, just to let people rest up. But yeah, you can catch it pretty much every weekend.
How often would you like to wrestle if you could? I mean, are you good with a couple times a weekend, or I mean, how often do you like to work?
Yeah, probably at this time, probably twice a month would be great. Um, yeah, when I was getting a lot of reps in the first couple of years, like I said, I was going 4, 5, 6 weekends in a row before a rest. But I'm probably um, not at that stage anymore. But at least twice a month would be nice. And even if it's one here in Adelaide and one in a different state, would be really good. Want to really start to get my back out into the interstate travel next year. So yeah, twice a month would be a good goal.
And when you know, when you look at all the people who have come before you in wrestling and in your country or outside of your country, are there any wrestlers that influence you or any wrestler that you aspire to, you know, just somebody who motivates you is like, wow, that guy really, really touched me. I really appreciated his work. I would like to, you know, emulate him somehow or to grow my career like he grew his.
Yeah, well, we're very lucky, obviously, here in Adelaide. We've got so many great wrestlers that have been doing it for a long time. And when I was going as a fan to the shows, people like Chris Basso, Rocky Monero, even Matt Hayter, they're guys that I was watching as a fan and just thinking, wow, it would be awesome to be like them, to get in the ring and do that sort of stuff. And we're lucky that they're still around and they're now some of our coaches. So to have guys like them and Nick Armstrong, um, Matt Basso, some of the legends of South Australian wrestling, 20 plus years, some of them, they're you don't have to look far for inspiration. So to be like them would be amazing. They've held championships all over Australia. They've wrestled for so long. They're a mainstay here in Australia, in Adelaide alone. So those are the guys that I sort of look up to and have looked up to. Apart from obviously your WWE guys, but I like to look at the local guys because there's so much talent here, and being able to work with them so closely and be coached by them just keeps you getting better and better each time.
You said that you would like to do a little more traveling next year. What are your short-term goals, say 2, 3 years? What would you like to see yourself doing in wrestling in 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, probably just having my name well known here in Australia. So being wherever I go, sort of whatever state, whatever company, they will know sort of who I am. Fans will know who I am coming in. So there's not that sort of who is this sort of guy, and have that sort of that name value. So bookers would want me more often. So that's sort of the goal in the next few years is to get my name back out there again and make it bigger than it is, and obviously just keep improving, keep getting better, and another to get another championship opportunity would be really nice, and especially in Riot City, if I could get my way to the main championship, the grand championship, that would be nice. But yeah, mainly just getting more reps in and getting my name back out there again.
As we're recording this, who is the current champion?
Matt Hayter is the current champion. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. How can fans find you on social media, or do you want to be found on social media?
Yeah, for sure. No, it always helps to get the follows and the likes and stuff like that. Just yeah, Redshaw Pro on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, all that sort of stuff. Just yeah, look up Redshaw Pro. I think I'm the only Redshaw wrestler around. So yeah,
I
give us a
think you
follow,
are.
all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
It
I think
always
you
always
are.
helps.
And you like to spell it with all caps, right?
Oh, it just depends. Yeah, sometimes if you want to make a point, you'll put it in capitals, but no, it doesn't have to always be in the capitals. But yeah, it just depends.
All right, man. I've enjoyed talking with you. Thank you for giving me your time. It's been fun.
No, no, thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I love doing stuff like this, and it's great when companies from America reach out, and it's great that I've been able to be seen by people like yourself and stuff like that. So appreciate that, and hopefully your audience enjoys it and gets around some of the Australian product.
Yeah, I really try to keep my eyes, internationally and watch people from different countries as well. And then when I find somebody who I think, hey, you know what? I think my audience will enjoy listening. And it's definitely it's different, I mean, because there's a lot of people over here that might not have heard of you, but they will now.
Yeah, 100%. It's such a different world when you look at the American indie scene and then the Australian indie scene, and it's just completely different. So it's great to be able to have some cross publicity there and get some fans from America would be great.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much.